Hello and welcome to Kids Corner. As always, we want to use this time to connect with you guys. We want to do some singing and dancing. We want to be encouraged. We also want to have some fun with the craft. So first of all, I want you to connect and I want us to play a little game of pretend. So I want you to pretend to have a big bubble surrounding you. You can press your imaginary button to put the bubble on, or you can wear your face mask or hand sanitizer. That will also make the bubble come up. And you can imagine what color it is or how it feels, how it looks. Maybe it's blue or squishy. So we can have a bubble, and you could even imagine God's presence filling your bubble, or you can imagine feeling safe whenever you have your bubble. This has really helped us to navigate some feelings of anxiety and just being scared when we go out into the world that's changing and that's a little bit different these days. You could even play a game with your parents and ask them to tell you how their bubble looks, or maybe you can design it for them. Speaking of bubbles, this whole month we're talking about how faith and believing in God can happen even though we can't see. So kind of just like the wind, when we have some air and some soap, we get this amazing thing that's called a bubble. We can't quite see how it works or why it works, but we know that it's really cool and fun. We can run after it, we can chase it, we can pop it. I don't know any child that doesn't love bubbles. Speaking of faith and believing even when we can't see, we've got a really special family in our Kids Church department who is going to show you our memory verse that we are doing in the preschool section today. And after that, we're going to sing one of our favorite songs, One Way. And the bridge goes, we live by faith and not by sight. So here are the Benedicts, and we're going to sing One Way together.
Hello, Father's House kids. We are the Benedicts, and today we're going to do a memory verse.
These are written so that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God. John 20:31.
I lay my life down at your feet. You're the only one I need. I turn to you and you are always there. In troubled times it's you I seek. I put you first, that's all I need. I humble all I am, all to you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You were always, always there, every how and everywhere. Your grace abounds so deeply within me. You will never ever change. Yesterday, today, the same. Forever till forever meets no end. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. Are you having fun? Well, what we're going to do now is we're all going to get down nice and low. That's it. How low can you go? And we're going to sing, you are the way, the truth, and the life. Come on, let me hear you. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight for you. We're living on for you. Up a bit higher. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight for you. We're living on for
kids are already back at school, and some of you are waiting to go back to school while you're still kind of enjoying your time at home. There's also lots of changes out there, and we still need to be careful. So I've called in another expert, Caitlin Jones, who's a registered counsellor, and she's going to share some really, really helpful tips with us, and just rest our hearts assured about how we are navigating all our feelings and the realities out there.
Hi boys and girls, moms and dads. It's so wonderful to be here with you today. In the past week, I've had the privilege of going back to schools where I counsel at. I've seen some grade 7s and some grade 12s, and then in my private practice I've also been seeing other grades of children. And what I've expected to see was high levels of anxiety. And while there definitely is anxiety present, because how normal is lockdown? Not the most normal. And with going back to school, there are a lot of questions and a lot of unknowns. So what we need to do with those feelings is we need to talk about them. We need to talk about them with our children. We need to talk about them as adults with our friends, maybe even a counselor or a psychologist. There's nothing wrong with asking for help in this time, especially as we transition into this new phase of normal. With children going back to school and you going back to work, it can be very stressful and the change can feel overwhelming. So the first thing I want to point out is just that you validate what's going on. Don't ask your child not to feel a certain way. Don't tell yourself you can't feel a certain way. If your child is feeling nervous or worried, speak to them. Find out what is making them feel that way. Don't tell them not to worry. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where someone said to you, don't worry about it, it's not going to be that bad, or don't worry about it, it's never going to happen. It doesn't change those feelings. It actually just makes you feel like your feelings are wrong or they don't make sense. And that's not really fair on our children because they don't know how else to express their feelings. They look to us as that safe space. It's so important for us to understand as parents that we are the models. We are the people that are showing children how to be resilient. If you want a resilient child, you need to model that behavior. You need to show them how do we deal with overwhelming feelings, because we all have them. They are completely normal. Boys and girls, it's so important that you talk about how you are feeling as well. If you are feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling anxious or you're worrying about something that's going to happen at school, go and talk to your parents. If you feel like you can't really talk to them, maybe talk to an older sibling, maybe a church leader, or even your teacher. Don't keep it in. You don't have to do this alone. There are people who really, really do care and want to be there for you. So make sure that if there's anything that's bothering you, you talk to someone about it. If you feel like talking's too difficult, maybe write them a note or write in a journal that will help you process what's going on. It's okay, like I said, to be having these big feelings. It's about what we do with them that matters. So I really wanted to leave you with a practical tool today. It is something that might seem very simple or something you might be doing at home already. Basically, what I would like you to do is sit with your family and discuss a list of things that you really enjoy doing together. Things that make you feel connected, things that make you feel calm, things that really just lift your spirits a little bit. Now during lockdown we might have learned some new things about each other. We might have learned that one of us likes to spend some time reading a book, or one of us likes to make sure that the whole family's together. So take an opportunity to each person in the family write down 3 things that really make their cup feel full. Whether it's even just having a cup of tea or coffee and watching a movie together, playing a board game. One thing I've learned during lockdown is how much our children have valued the time they've had to spend with us as families. Over and over again in sessions I've been told about the highlights of lockdown, and the highlight is always, I've got to spend time with my family. And that is such an incredible gift we have been able to give to our children in this time. As we move into this new season, it's going to look different. But boys and girls, different isn't always bad.
Thank you, Caitlin, and thank you for helping us understand that different isn't always bad. Keeping with our bubble theme for today, we're going to head on over to make some bubble art. And just before we do that, we're also going to hear from one of our bubbly people at church, Pam. She's going to share a special word of encouragement for our kids.
Hey kids, I hope you're all doing well. We can't wait to see you at the drive-thru on Thursday. It's from 4 till 5 p.m. Hope to see you there. Bye!
So you're going to need some paper, water, dish soap, some food coloring, and an ordinary Coke bottle. So when you've got all your supplies, You're going to also need a sock or some gauze. You're going to cut the bottom end of your Coke bottle. Just ask a parent for help with this. And you're going to tape your gauze or your sock to the end part. Next, you're going to mix your water and some dish soap with a good amount of food coloring, or any paint you have at home is also fine. And you're going to mix it so that it's really nice and dark. After that, you're going to dip your Coke bottle with the mesh or sock or the gauze, and you're going to dip it into the paint and then blow on the mouthpiece. And as the bubbles come out, you just drop that onto your paper. You can use one A4 or you can have lots. It's a bit messy, so if you want to do lots, you can do it outside on a warm day. You can leave it to dry and voila, you've got your bubble art. We hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for watching Kids Corner with us today. Every day at 8 a.m. there's more resources and info and news for you on our social media platforms. Kids, we've got one last little challenge for you, and that is a game of I Spy. So tomorrow at our Kids Church drive-thru, that's Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m, I want you guys to come along. We've got an awesome team of volunteers waiting to serve you and entertain you, and I want you to spy the first bubble. So we've got small ones and big ones and lots of bubbles. So let's see who can see the first one, and let us know when you saw it as you drive into church. We hope to see you there.